Here come the people. Anna's here. Hi, Tova's here. Hello. All right. This is a much more full screen of people. This is lovely. Okay, so one more time through. Everyone's muted, so you can put music on wherever you are. You can grab any additional props you would like to grab. Nothing is required. Everything is welcome. We're going to get started today on our backs, my friends. So you can make your way down onto your mat or onto the floor, whatever it is that you're using here. You are welcome to leave your video feed on. If you would like to turn your video feed off, please feel free to do that. Whatever makes you most comfortable. And then once you make your way down on to your mat, take those legs into any shape that is most comfortable for you. So feel free to bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor. You can also bend your knees and draw the bottoms of your feet together here like a butterfly stretch, but on your back. You can also come into full Shavasana if you would like to start out that way. We're just going to take a few moments here to settle into the physical body in this posture. We're going to do a few hip openers too on the floor before we get into our regular practice of our regular flow. So just taking a couple seconds here now that we have found a physical posture. If there's any movements you'd like to make, rocking your head side to side or rocking your knees side to side, feel free to make any of those movements here to settle in, whatever feels good. Maybe adjusting the positioning of your arms. And as you find a physical space, stillness or movement, whatever feels best for you, I invite you just to take notice of how your body feels. Just take notice if there's any spots of additional tension you find in the physical body here. Just allow yourself to release a little bit of that tension. Whenever you feel ready, there's no rush. You can begin to shift your focus over to your breath. And as you do so, allow for full expansive inhales, thinking about expanding the front, back, and sides of the rib cage. And allow for some releasing exhales. Let's take 5 more just like that. Full breaths all the way in. And complete breaths all the way out. 4 more. Big inhales. And big exhales. Expanding all sides of the chest and rib cage, inhaling. And exhaling. Twice more. Big breath in. Full breath out. One more time, everybody. Biggest one yet. Big expansive breath in. And a complete breath out. So we're going to stay on our backs here for a few more moments. I invite you to bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor if you are not already in that position. Allow your shoulders, your head, and your low back to remain heavy into the floor. And then we'll walk those feet out to the width of the mat, allow our knees to knock in together here. And then we'll take a big round of breath in. As we exhale, allow those knees to fall to the right, coming into a gentle twist on this side. So typically we do this at the end of practice. Just notice how it feels here early. We'll keep the feet far apart, knees have come apart. Think about allowing the shoulder blades to melt into the mat here. One more breath in. Full breath out. On your next inhale, allow your knees to come back to center. And then as you exhale, those knees fall over to the left. Feet are still wide apart, knees come apart, shoulder blades melt onto the mat. Big breath in. Full breath out. We'll inhale to draw those knees back to center. And then we'll walk those feet to hip distance apart. So bring them a little bit closer together. Place that right ankle across your left thigh. Make a big figure 4 shape with those legs. Beautiful. If this is enough of a hip opener here for you right now, you can stay exactly here. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can draw that left knee in towards your chest and then interlace your hands behind that left hamstring. And we'll stay right here. Full breath in. Big breath out. Let's take one more inhale. And a full exhale. And then we'll place that left foot back on the floor, unhooking the ankle, and we'll take it to the other side. So crossing that ankle across the opposite thigh. And check out how this feels. Again, maybe this is enough of a hip opener here. If not, you can draw that knee in towards the chest, interlacing the fingers on the hamstring side of the thigh. Coming into a deep hip opener on this side. Full breaths in. Big breaths out. Finding one more inhale. And one more exhale. And then we'll place that foot back on the floor. Unhook the ankle here. Perhaps rock those knees side to side if you'd like to. Maybe that'll feel good. You're also welcome to draw your knees into your chest here right away if you'd like. Wrapping your forearms around your shins. And then we'll just take one more round of breath wherever you are. Inhale. And exhale. If you're not already there, draw your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins here, giving yourself a big hug. And then as I make my way to my mat, you can rock and roll long ways on your spine here, coming up to a seat, legs loosely crossed once you make your way into a seated posture here. Finding a full breath in and a full breath out. Let's inhale those arms all the way overhead. Press your palms together. You can gaze up or continue to gaze forward. And then as we exhale, we draw thumbs through heart center. Twice more just like that. Inhale, palms press overhead. You choose your gaze. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. Once more. Inhale, palms press overhead. Exhaling, thumbs to heart center. We're going to make our way right into a tabletop position today here. Moving through a few rounds of cat-cow once we arrive. Let's check our alignment first here. Shoulders stacks over wrist. Spread your fingers really wide. You can have your toes tucked or untucked. That's up to you. And we want our knees to be about hip distance apart here. Let's inhale to drop the belly. The gaze will lift. The tailbone lifts. Exhaling as we push the mat away. Tuck in your belly. Inhale, the belly drops, the gaze lifts, the tailbone lifts. Exhale as we round the upper back, pushing the mat away. One more time, inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale to push the mat away. Coming back to our neutral tabletop here. As we inhale, we're gonna extend that right leg straight behind us here. Use your glute. And then we're gonna bend that right knee and make some big hip circles on this right side. So we'll take it one way, twice more here. And then we'll take it the opposite direction. Nice hip opener the other way. 2 more. Good, and then on your next inhale, extend that right leg straight behind you. Use that glute. As we exhale, we're gonna place the right foot to the outside of the left foot here, coming into an IT band stretch. Shoulders over wrist still, everybody. Full inhale. Full exhale. And then we'll inhale that right leg straight behind us. Exhale back to tabletop. And then we'll take it to the other side. Inhale that left leg straight behind you. And then we'll bend that left knee here, making those big hip circles on this left side. Twice more here. And then we'll move it the other way. Twice more. Last one. And then on your next inhale, extend that leg straight behind you. Again, use your glutes, square off your hips and shoulders. As you exhale, place that left foot to the outside of the right here, coming into the IT band stretch on this side. Full breath in. Big breath out. And then we'll inhale that left leg straight behind us, exhaling ourselves back to our tabletop position here. Let's set those knees about 5 inches behind those hips. Restack the shoulders so your shoulders are over your wrists again here, everybody. Spread your fingers wide. Tuck those toes under, take a full inhale. And then we're gonna exhale hips to sky for downward facing dog. Let's pedal out those feet, wiggle those hips. We're gonna find 3 breaths here. If you prefer movement or stillness, you choose. Finding 1 more breath, inhale. And exhale. And then we'll send those hips a little bit higher. We'll take our baby steps to the top of the mat here, coming into a forward fold once we arrive at the top of the mat. If those hamstrings are tight, put a little bend in those knees. That's gonna help out a lot. And then when you're ready, bring hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway, find a flat back. Exhale to fold all the way down. 2 more times like that. Hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale to fold. 1 more time. Hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhaling to fold down. When you're ready, torso comes all the way up to standing here. 1 vertebrae at a time if you can. Once you arrive in standing, inhale those arms all the way overhead. You're welcome to gaze up. And then we'll exhale, thumbs through heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. We're gonna flow. Time to move, everybody. Inhale, palms press overhead. Exhale to fold forward over those thighs. Hands coming to shins. Inhale, lifting up halfway. As we exhale, plant those hands firmly. Take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Let's find a big breath in. Full breath out. Inhaling ourselves forward to a high plank here. Let's pause for our alignment. Shoulders are over those wrists. Spread your fingers wide. Zip up your belly here. Take a big breath in. As we exhale, everybody comes all the way down to the mat. Roll those shoulder blades onto the back, untuck your toes, and find a baby cobra. Inhaling here. Let's exhale to lower all the way down. We're gonna do 2 more baby cobras, everybody. Inhale, lifting up, keeping a bend in the elbows. Squeeze your glutes here as well. Exhale to lower. 1 more time, shoulders on the back. Inhale. And exhale, lower. Tuck your toes under. We're gonna press ourselves up to a tabletop. And then as we exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Let's send those hips a little higher. Move our baby steps towards the top of the mat here. Forward fold once you get here. Again, a little bend in those knees if you need it. Hands coming to shins. Inhale, bring it up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Inhale to come all the way up to standing. Pressing those palms overhead, you're welcome to gaze up. Exhale to draw thumbs through heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, palms press overhead. Exhale to fold forward. Hands to shins on your inhale, lift up halfway. As we exhale, plant those hands and take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale forward to a high plank. Exhale all the way to the belly. Shoulders on the back. You can come into a baby cobra, or this time a full cobra if that feels good for you. Straightening the elbows. Everybody's shoulder blades are on the back. Let's take another breath in right here, everybody. Exhale to lower all the way down. We'll tuck those toes under, come into a tabletop on an inhale. And then we'll exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. Send those hips a little bit higher. Take those baby steps one more time to the top of the mat, everybody. Forward fold once you get here. Hands coming to shins. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhaling to fold down. Inhale to come all the way up to standing. Press your palms together overhead. You're welcome to gaze up. Your exhale takes you to mountain pose, Tadasana. Beautiful. All right, let's bring those feet all the way together. The bodies are getting warmed up here. Chair pose, Utkatasana, sitting it back and down. You are welcome to keep your hands on your hips if you'd like to. I started to go into full chair already. You can keep your hands on your hips if you want. You can bring palms together at your heart center, or you can take those arms all the way up. You should be able to see your toes when you look down. Hips are back and down. Taking 2 more rounds of breath here. Full inhale. Full exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. My watch was distracting me. I added a breath. 1 more breath. And a full breath out. And then we'll inhale to stand all the way up. Palms pressed. Exhale, fold forward over those legs. Hands come to shins. Inhale, come on up halfway. As we exhale, plant those hands firmly and we'll take it back to downward facing dog. Big breath in here. Full breath out. Let's inhale that right leg towards the ceiling. Find your square hips here. Flex your right foot. Stay right here. We're not going to move just yet. We're going to check this alignment. So we're still pressing through both hands here. Those hips are as square as we can get them. We're using the glute and the hamstring to keep that leg up. And then come up onto the tippy toes of that left foot. Find another inhale. Exhale that right foot forward here. Drop your back knee down. Coming into our low leg lunge here on this side. So right knee stacks on top of that right ankle. Your left knee should be behind your left hip. Shoulders are over hips. Hips are as square as you can get them here. Big breath in. Full breath out. 1 more inhale. As we exhale, place that left hand down, right fingers to the sky. We've got a gentle twist. Big inhales. And exhales. Take another breath in. As we exhale, frame that front foot here. Lift your back knee. We're going to step back to a high plank this time, my friends. Zip up your belly. Find an inhale. Exhale all the way down onto the mat. As we inhale, baby cobra or full cobra here, breath in. And then as we exhale, hips to sky this time, downward facing dog. We'll have a chance to work through the flow like that again on this left side. So let's inhale the left leg towards the ceiling. Square those hips here, stay here. Flex your left foot. Use your glute and your hamstring to lift that leg off. And then we'll come up onto the tippy toes of that right foot here. Take a big breath in. Exhale that left foot forward, dropping that back knee down. Coming into our low leg lunge here on this side. Left knee stacks on top of that left ankle. Shoulders are over hips. Make sure that right knee is behind that right hip. Let's find that breath. Inhales. And exhales. 1 more breath in. As we exhale, that right hand comes down, left fingers to the sky. We find our twist on this side. Inhale here. And exhale. 1 more breath in. As we exhale, frame that front foot. Lift your back knee off the mat and we step back to high plank. Yes, zip up your belly, everybody. Full inhale. Exhale all the way down onto the mat. Roll those shoulder blades onto the back, baby cobra or full cobra, inhale. As we exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Let's take 2 more breaths, everybody. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more breath. And out. When you are ready, we'll inhale those hips a little bit higher. You can take baby steps again or one big step to the top of the mat. That's up to you. Once you find yourself at the top of your mat, hands to shins, inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Coming all the way up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Palms pressing together overhead once you arrive, inhaling. Exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Good, bring those feet together again, everybody. Chair pose, round two. You can start with hands on hips if you'd like to. Thumbs to heart center or arms reach up. 2 breaths like this, and then we're gonna switch it. Full inhale. Full exhale. One more breath in. Keep those hips nice and low on your exhale, everybody. And then we're gonna inhale, thumbs to heart center. Exhale, twist over to the right. Left tricep hooks to the outside of that right thigh. So your knees are gonna wanna come apart. You wanna set your knees back to being right next to each other. You can keep gazing down at your mat if you'd like to, or you can look over to the right. That's up to you, whatever feels better. Keep those hips low. Inhale. And exhale. Let's inhale ourselves back to center. And exhale, twist to the other side. Right tricep hooks to the outside of that left thigh. Again, those knees are gonna wanna come apart. We want those knees together. We want those hips low. You can look down or you can look to the side. One more breath, inhale here. Exhale. And then we're gonna inhale to center. Exhale to forward fold, straighten those legs. Hands come to shins. Inhale, come on up halfway. As we exhale, plant those hands firmly. We'll take ourselves back to high plank. So you are welcome to, from here on out, you can go all the way down to the belly like we have been doing. If you want to switch it to a chaturanga, you'll shift forward a little bit and come halfway down. Everybody untuck those toes. Shoulder blades on the back. Inhale as that chest comes through the shoulders. And then as we exhale, hips to sky for downward facing dog. Big breath in, everybody. Full breath out. We'll inhale that right leg towards the ceiling here. Square your hips. Exhale to step that foot forward. Let's keep that back knee lifted this time, everybody. Coming into our full-size crescent lunge on this side. So alignment is the same. That right knee is over that right ankle. Shoulders are over those nice square hips. Left knee's behind that left hip. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more round of breath here. We're going to stay here. Inhale. And exhale. Now we draw those hands to heart center here on an inhale. As we exhale, we're going to twist it to the right. Left tricep hooks to the outside of that right thigh. Try to stay low in those legs. We don't want those hips too high. So keep those hips down. Again, you can continue to look down or you can look over to the right. Press those palms together firmly, everybody. Inhales and exhales. Find another breath in. As you exhale, gaze down at those right toes, frame that right foot, and step back to high plank. Take a big breath in. Exhale, chaturanga to the belly. Chest through, shoulders, cobra, or upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, hips to sky. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale that left leg towards the ceiling. Square your hips. We've been here before. Exhale to step that left foot forward. Back knee stays lifted. Full-size crescent lunge on this side. So alignment's the same. Left knee over that left ankle. Shoulders over nice square hips here. Full breath in. Big breath out. One more inhale. Settle for your exhale. And then inhale, thumbs to heart center. Exhale, twist to the left. You gotta stay strong in those legs, my friends. Hips stay nice and low. You can continue to look down at those left toes if you want, or you can look over to the left. Big inhales. Full exhales. Find one more breath in. As we exhale, we'll square off to center, plant those hands firmly, take it back to high plank. Take an inhale. Exhale to the belly or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog on an inhale. And then we'll exhale, hips to sky. Downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths here, everybody. If you want to come into child's pose, you can drop those knees and hips down. That is up to you. 3 big breaths here. If you're in child's pose, come on back up to our downward facing dog. Let's find one more inhale. And one more exhale. Send those hips a little higher. Take those baby steps, 1 giant step where you can hop this time to the top of your mat. Forward fold once you get here. Hands come to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Coming all the way up to standing on your inhale. Palms pressed together overhead. You're welcome to gaze up. And then we'll exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Let's get into a little bit of hamstring work and then we're gonna do some balance stuff, everybody. So we're gonna take those feet hip distance apart here. All 10 toes point forward. I'm gonna back up a little bit here. Place those hands on hips. Roll shoulders back, chest forward. Inhale. And then we'll exhale ourselves halfway down to come into our flat back. Hip, knee, and ankle all in alignment. And then to continue this forward fold, you are welcome to grab opposite elbows and hang your torso. You can place your hands on the floor, grab your big toes. Whatever you have access to, just allow your head to hang heavy and send your breath into those hamstrings here. 3 big inhales. One more inhale here. And exhale. And then we're gonna unhook those hands, whatever you have. Placing the right hand about 6 inches in front of those feet. Left hand comes to left hip. And then we're gonna bend both knees. Yep, good. So we're gonna root down firmly through that right hand. We're gonna start to open the torso up to the left here, bending deeper into that right knee, straightening that left knee. And then you can keep your left hand on your left hip. You can take your left hand overhead, or if you would like to, you can tuck that left hand behind your lower back, get a little bit more of an opener here. Big inhales. Full exhales. Find one more breath in. And one more breath out. If that hand is tucked behind the lower back, let's bring it back up to the ceiling first. And then everybody's left hand on left hip. We're gonna square the shoulders off and bend both knees again, everybody. And then we'll place that left hand on the mat, about 6 inches in front of those feet. Right hand to right hip, and we'll take it to the other side. So when you're ready, torso starts to twist open to the right. You'll bend deeper into your left knee, and you'll straighten that right knee. Again, you can keep right hand on hip if you'd like. You can extend that right arm up to the sky. You can also tuck that right hand behind the lower back for a little bit more of a shoulder opener. Big inhales. And exhales. One more time, find a breath in. Find a breath out. If that hand is tucked behind the lower back, bring it back up towards the ceiling here, and then we'll square off to center. Both hands down or opposite elbow grab, whatever feels better for you. Everybody find one breath. And a breath out. And then we're gonna bring hands back to hips here, bringing that torso all the way up to standing. Whew. Good. Shake out those hamstrings a little bit here. If you have deviated from the top of your mat, you can make your way back to the top. Bring those feet all the way together again here. And we're gonna come back into chair pose. Hands on hips, or you can take those arms all the way up right away. That's up to you. Sitting back and down. Feet together, ankles together, thighs together. Let's sit those butts down, my friends. Full inhales. And full exhales. Inhale those hands to heart center. Exhale, twist to the right here. We've been here before. We're just gonna make it fancy this time. Left tricep hooks to the outside of the right thigh. Find something to stare at that's not moving. From here, you're gonna move your balance over to your right foot. Start to lift your left foot off the ground here. And then with as much grace as possible, extend that left leg straight behind you. Coming into our twisted lunge that we did earlier. We've been here before. I didn't see any of you. I know you all did it perfectly. Well done. Press those hands together. You can keep gazing down at that right foot or look over to the right. Big inhales. Full exhales. Find another breath in, everybody. And another exhale. As we inhale here, we'll gaze down at those right toes. And then as we exhale, we're gonna frame that right foot and we're gonna step it back to downward facing dog. Hello, hamstrings. Shake it out, everybody. Full breath in. Full breath out. Finding one more inhale. And an exhale. Send those hips a little bit higher. You can walk, you can step, you can float to the top of your mat. Big toes touch once you get there. Forward fold. Hands come to shins. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Coming right into chair pose from here, everybody. Hips back and down, Utkatasana, arms raise up. Big breath in. Full breath out. Let's inhale those hands to heart center. Exhale, twist it to the left. Right tricep hooks to the outside of that left thigh. Good, hips are nice and low, everybody. And then we'll gaze down, find something that is not moving. Shift your body weight over to your left foot. That right heel is gonna come up. And then again, with as much balance and grace as you can, extend that right leg straight behind you. Coming into our twisted lunge on this side. You have to scoot that foot back, that's totally okay, no big deal. Find your inhales. And exhales. One more breath in. And one more breath out. As you inhale, gaze down and square off. Exhale to plant those hands and step it back to downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths. Again, if you would like a child's pose, you're welcome to it. If you want a vinyasa flow, you can transition into high plank and chaturanga. One more breath wherever you are. And then if you're in child's pose, come on back to downward facing dog. Everybody will inhale that right leg towards the ceiling here. We'll exhale, step that right foot forward. Pivot your left heel down. We've got warrior 2 legs, everybody. Torso comes up into full warrior 2 expression when you're ready. Good, that right knee stacks on top of that right ankle. Right toes are still pointing forward. Arms are straight and strong. Shoulders over hips. Inhales. And exhales. One more breath in. And a breath out. We'll flip that right palm. Reach those right fingers behind us here. Revolved warrior. Big inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to straighten that right knee. The torso is still in the same spot. We'll bring ourselves back up to standing and then reach those right fingers forward, coming into triangle pose on this side. Your right hand can find the calf, the shin, the foot, or the floor. Try to open that chest up to the side, stacking shoulder over shoulder here. You can gaze forward or you can look up. That's up to you. 2 breaths. One more breath. Good, when you're ready, we'll gaze down at those right toes. Bring both hands down to the inside of your right foot. Square off your hips here. Walk that foot out to the width of your mat, coming into lizard lunge on this side. Hello, hips. Hug that right inner thigh in. Right toes point forward. You are welcome to keep this back knee up or drop the back knee down. That's up to you. Let's stay on those hands here rather than coming to forearms today. And we'll take 3 breaths. One more breath, my friends. Good, keep those hands planted where they are. Carefully step your right foot back to find a high plank. And then we need to move those hands out a little bit wider here. Exhaling hips to sky, downward facing dog. Wiggle it out again. When you're ready, we'll inhale that left leg towards the ceiling here, square hips. Exhale to step that left foot forward. We're gonna pivot the right heel down. So we've got our warrior 2 legs, and then that torso comes all the way up. Warrior 2 on this side. Left knee's on top of that left ankle, shoulders over hips. Make sure we press through both feet here. Big breaths in. Full breaths out. Sink into those thighs, one more breath. And then when you're ready, we'll flip that left palm. Reach those left fingers behind us. Revolved warrior here. Stay strong in those legs. Inhale. And exhale. Upper body stays. We straighten the left leg here. Torso comes back to center. And then we'll reach those left fingers forward, coming into triangle on this side. Your left hand can find the shin, the foot, or the floor. Try to open up that torso to the side. Big breaths in. Big breaths out. 2 more. 1 more. We'll gaze down at those left toes. Both hands come to the inside of that left foot. Square off those hips. You'll walk your left foot out a little bit wider. We've got lizard lunge on this side. Again, you're welcome to drop your back knee down if you want, or stay elevated as we are here. Make sure your left toes point forward and that your left heel is down on the ground. Let's find 3 breaths. One more breath. If that back knee is on the mat, lift that back knee up again. We're gonna set that left foot back, coming into a high plank here. We need to shift those hands a little bit wider, find an inhale, and then exhale, hips to sky. Downward facing dog. Big breath in, my friends. Big breath out. You can stay here or flow through a vinyasa with me. That is up to you. If you're headed for the vinyasa flow, we inhale to high plank. We exhale to chaturanga or to the belly. Cobra or upward facing dog on an inhale. Exhaling, hips to sky. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. Sending those hips a little higher, walk, step, or jump to the top of the mat. And then we're gonna make our way into yogi squat. So walk those feet out to the width of the mat. Toes out slightly, hips down, malasana. I'm gonna face this way for you. So we need to make sure our heels are down. If your feet are too close together and your heels are up, you gotta shift those feet wider. Whatever direction your toes point, those knees have to go the same way. And then we wanna think about sending that chest up rather than hunching over. Shoulders are open here, chest is open. You can bring your palms together if you would like to. We're gonna stay here for 3 breaths and I'm gonna give you the option to play. One more breath. So you can stay here. If this is a lot, you can drop your butt all the way down and come into a butterfly stretch. You're welcome to that. If you want to play in yogi squat here, you are welcome to come into our rotations that we've done before, flowing from one side to the other side. You can also come into a half bind, wrapping an arm around the knee, top arm reaches for the fingers. If you catch those fingers, you can stay. You're welcome to take it to both sides. If you would like to practice crow pose, Bakasana, please feel free to play with the arm balance. We're going to take several breaths here. So there's lots of options here. Yogi's choice for where you go. Continue to find that breath wherever you are, my friends. We're going to take 5 more breaths. I know that seems like a lot. Big hip opener day today. From wherever you are, my friends, we're going to make our way to downward facing dog. Take your time getting there. An inelegant transition is okay sometimes. Feel free to wiggle out those legs, rock those hips side to side. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more optional vinyasa here today, my friends. Inhale to a high plank. This is up to you. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. Exhale to the belly or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog on your inhale. Exhaling hips to sky for downward facing dog. Let's take a big breath. Big breath out. Send those hips a little higher. Walk, step, or jump to the top of the mat. And then we're going to make our way down into boat. Woo! Little core work here. So I like to start with my hands on my hamstrings here. Knees bent, toes flexed. Then we want to think about expanding our chest up towards the ceiling. You don't want to hunch forward. Chest through shoulders, just like chaturanga. Check it out. You can stay here. Keep the shoulder blades on the back. If you want to go a little bit bigger, arms will reach forward. Fire up your belly. If you want to go bigger from here, you can extend those legs, extend those arms. 3 breaths. One more breath. Come back to boat with bent knees here, flex your feet. And then you can stay here. We're going to take 3 more breaths. You can stay here or you can take a couple of twists to each side. One more breath, everybody. Inhale. And exhale, knees into chest. And then make your way all the way down onto your back. We have arrived. Woo! You can make some circles with those knees here, everybody. You can rock side to side a little bit. We'll take a couple of breaths just to settle a bit here before we continue. So when you're ready, we'll place those feet back on the floor here. Knees are bent. Feet should be about hip distance apart here. We'll take those arms flat on the ground, or you can press your triceps into the mat. We're going to come into bridge pose here. So your shoulder blades should be down and back. Back of the head is heavy on the ground. Press into your feet and we'll slowly lift those hips up. We're just going to do one of these today, everybody. Continue to press those triceps into the mat, or you can straighten those arms. Hips up as high as you can get them. You can also think about interlacing the hands underneath the lower back if you'd like to do that today. 3 breaths, hips up high. One more breath. If you've interlaced your hands behind your lower back, we want to unhook them first. And then we'll slowly, one vertebrae at a time, come back down onto the ground here. You can rock your knees side to side gently. And then we'll come back to center. We'll do our figure 4 stretch again that we did earlier today. Placing the right ankle across the left thigh. Big figure 4 shape with those legs. And then when you're ready, draw your left knee in towards your chest. Interlace the hands behind the left hamstring. You can stay here. You can extend that left leg up towards the sky if you'd like to. You can also use your right hand to press that right knee away, coming into a bigger hip opener there. 3 breaths. One more. We'll carefully place that left foot on the floor here. Unhook the right foot. You can rock side to side a bit if you'd like to. And then we'll switch to the other side. Left ankle across the right thigh. Big figure 4 shape with those legs. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your hands behind your right hamstring. You can stay here or you can extend that right leg up towards the sky. You can also use your left hand to press that left knee away for a bigger hip opener. 3 breaths. And then when you're ready, gently placing that right foot on the floor, unhooking the left foot, and then we'll rock those knees side to side here. And then we'll come back to center, taking the same twist we took earlier today, just to see how it feels here. Walking the feet out to the width of the mat, let those knees come in together. Arms can take up as much space as you would like. Find a big breath in. Exhale, knees fall to the right here. This time, if you'd like to hook your right foot to the outside of your left thigh, you're welcome to do that. 2 big breaths here. One more. If the foot is hooked, we're going to unhook that right foot first. Allow your knees to draw back to center on an inhale. And then we'll exhale, knees falling to the left. Feet are apart, knees apart. You can stay here, or you can hook that left foot to the outside of the right thigh. Let's find 2 big breaths here. One more. Let's unhook that left foot here if you have it hooked. Allow those knees to come back into center. Again, you can rock side to side here if you'd like to. And then when you're ready, we'll draw those knees in towards the chest, reaching in between those thighs to grab onto the big toes, the arches, or the ankles. You can rock your happy baby side to side. You can straighten one leg, straighten the other leg. We've got 2 more breaths here. And 1 more. And then we'll carefully draw those knees back into center. If you'd like to extend your legs up towards the sky, you're welcome to. If you would like to make your way over to the wall, take legs up the wall, you're welcome to do that posture. If there's any other poses you would like to take today before finishing out today's practice, feel free to take any of those. You can bring the bottoms of your feet together, knees out to the side for a lying butterfly stretch. You can come into shoulder stand if you would like to. Finding those postures that are most meaningful for you for today's practice. Take several breaths here, my friends. If you've chosen to take a twist over to one side, make sure you take that twist to the other side as well. If you'd like to shift into legs up the wall, you're welcome to find legs up the wall. And of course, if you're ready for full Shavasana, please feel free to make your way there. Once you find your final resting pose for today's practice, take your time getting there. Once you arrive, find a full breath all the way in. And a full breath all the way out, sinking into the earth beneath you and enjoying Shavasana. Let's find a full breath all the way in and a full breath all the way out. Gently wiggling those fingers and wiggling those toes. Rolling wrists and ankles. And rocking your head side to side. When you feel ready, you can extend those arms all the way overhead, getting as long as you can from your fingertips to your toes. And then find a big breath in. Exhale to draw your knees in towards your chest, wrap your forearms around your shins, give yourself a big hug. When you feel ready, making your way over to your favorite side in a fetal position. And we'll take a moment in this posture, as we always do, to call to mind who in our lives we are grateful for. With a heart full of gratitude, use both hands to bring you up to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like and feels like for you. Palms coming together at heart center once you arrive. Eyes open or closed, your choice here. We'll close out today's practice with one more full round of breath. Let's inhale and exhale. The light inside of me loves and honors the light inside each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody. Great job, everyone.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you. Thank you.
Courtney.
Thank you. Great job. That was
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. I'll see you guys soon.
Bye. See you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Great class.
Tomorrow morning.
Yes, I will see you tomorrow morning. Yay.
Bright and early.
I know, it's good. Thank you. Thank you.